That's fine.
Okay, so do you guys have any questions for us specifically?
I
I
don't
don't think
think,
we had any questions. Sorry,
yeah,
Savannah.
no.
But we just we kind of wrote some notes for ourselves, just like based on the comments that we made going throughout the PowerPoint. And so I think Savannah was going to share hers, and then we made sure we didn't have the same exact comments, and then I was going to share mine.
Okay,
Yeah.
sure.
That sounds good.
Great. So first, you guys overall did an amazing job on the presentation. It was very well put together. So some of the things that I thought and we all thought was when you introduced the activity schedules, you guys did a good job of kind of waiting until you introduced the PSI, which was something that was in the instructions that you needed to do. But then you also included physical contact, ableism, identity first language, and person first language. You did all that first, which I think was really helpful for the DCS to kind of get a better understanding of everything before introducing that intervention. And then I like that you guys included information on praise. When you introduced it, you said that praise was really important. And I think that was just something that was important to note, since that's super important just in our field in general. So I thought that that was a good thing to include. And then your PAC was overall really, really good. We thought you did a great job putting it in more layman's terms to make it much easier, because I think it can be confusing for pretty much anybody.
Agreed.
But yeah, it was really nice that you guys put it together very easy to understand. You broke down those steps and you explained that scoring system so the DSC could really understand it. And then explaining the lower score versus a higher score and what you should do when you get those, and the expectations you put in there. That was really a good idea as well. So those were some of the positive things that we found that I was going to talk about. So Lindsay, if you want to give some positives.
Sure. So kind of like what Savannah said, just like the overall organization of the PowerPoint, it was super easy to read through, easy to navigate when you were doing the presentation mode, and the graphics were also a really nice touch just to all the written information. As well as the hyperlinks, they all worked. And again, was easy to navigate throughout the slideshow, clicking on those, and they all worked and everything. And then as far as the knowledge checks go, we thought that they were placed really well, frequent, which was part of the directions, and then also just connected to all the main points to make sure the DCS was stopping and really remembering the important stuff in the slideshow and being able to check and practice their knowledge. They were also written really precisely, and then they just met the criterion that was given to us in the directions. Let's see, what else? The identity first and the person first was explained really well. That's something that I was actually a little bit confused about. And then after reading what you guys had written, it helped me to understand it better. Let's see, as well as the ableism and the social validity, those were explained well. And there's really good examples for the ableism and how to avoid doing that. And then as far as the social validity went, we like that you guys really specified it to the community of Santa Fe, so it was very applicable to the DCS. And then let's see, the abuse and the physical contact slides were also written really well, and I especially liked reading through that information too, because those are just some things that you kind of forget about in the difficult aspects of the job. And then the video that was included was also very informative and applicable.
Yeah, I thought oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Sorry. It's okay. Lastly, I had one extra thing that I saw, and it was just at the end whenever you guys talked about after going through this training, what the next steps would look like. So
yeah, I was gonna say, I do like that you guys added that abuse slide before you talked about the physical contact. I thought that was a good idea to do, to kind of go over the stats on that, information on that, and then be okay, so this is what you have to do when you're engaging in physical contact with the client.
Yeah, I don't think it's talked enough about what possibly could be abuse and what that would look like. So that's why we wanted to include that. So
Yeah, that was good. And then, so I guess for constructive, we did not have much. You guys did a really great job of following everything and even adding some things that weren't necessarily needed. So first, we suggested about the proctor being bilingual, since our community is bilingual. So we suggested that to incorporate that diversity and to help bring in our community into it. And then including that the training could be in Spanish as well. And then adding that it's common that the content won't be mastered right away. That was just like a general thing, just to make sure that our GCS knows that it's not something that they're going to get immediately.
yeah, absolutely.
I think the
Yeah,
only
thanks.
sorry. You can go ahead.
Okay, thanks for being specific with the constructive feedback. So like it was easy to go in and make those changes.
Yes, I agree. I agree a lot. I am all about constructive criticism. I know some people it's controversial, if you will. But I enjoy it. I feel like that's how I learn and that's how I get better. So
Yes, I agree.
I always think it's awkward too, like when somebody's like, yeah, everything's perfect. It's like,
well,
there's
it's
no
not
such
like
thing,
me.
you know? It's like,
Right.
there's gotta be something, like, the only thing that, I needed to add to that was just that there was some like small grammar errors, you know, the typical thing that when the second pair of eyes reads through, you catch like adding some punctuation or like a comma or just rewording some sentences. But kind of like what Savannah said, you guys did like a really good, thorough job, and it was difficult to find things. We found a few things, so that was good and helpful. But yeah, so great job, guys.
I know there was one comment about replication of some slides. So I just wanted to, I guess, elaborate on that. So the reason why we did that was if they missed a question, it would go directly back to that slide. And whatever the question was, the answer was almost highlighted. That's why we replicated the slide so they can go back to and almost find the answer better.
Okay.
That's why we did that.
Okay.
I don't think it was on every single knowledge check, but I know on a few of them it was.
Yeah,
So yeah. But if we could do it better, I guess if you guys had any recommendations, we can change it up a little bit.
I think I like that. I think I think some of us maybe just thought that it was repetitive when we didn't when we just clicked through the slides, you know, and didn't do like the present mode. So maybe like when you just turn it into the professor, like maybe write a little sentence about that. So I would hope she would watch it through presentation mode just in case, so she's not confused too or something.
Oh, that's a good idea though.
Yeah, because when I went through it first, I went through just like looking through the slides and I was like, wait a second. But it makes sense now.
Okay.
Yeah, we had it set up like that because I think it's for the hyperlink. Like if you click the wrong answer, it'll automatically bring you back to that duplicate slide. The way it was set up.
Yeah. But yeah, overall, I think you guys' feedback was it was very helpful. Very easy to follow as well. I know sometimes if you give feedback, you know, certain people may not word things correctly or the feedback may even be more confusing than it was originally. So you guys did a really good job of giving the feedback and it was really easy to follow and to correct. So we appreciate that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I agree. And I really appreciated all the positive feedback too
yes.
on the things that y'all did like.
Yeah. It's always nice to hear that you did something good.
I guess I did have like one question. I think one of our group members went through and made sure the checklists were done, at least for like our side of it. For this, did you want us to go and do the ones that had to do with the video feedback, or will you guys just finish that before you submit it?
It's up to you.
Yeah, it's up to you guys. I think technically you guys have to do it.
Okay,
but
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
that's no problem. I just want to make sure.
Yeah. all right, I'm gonna go ahead and at least stop the video, if that's okay. If is everyone had their say, okay, perfect. Hold
That
on,
was
let
it.
me- how do I do that? Where did it go? Well, it used to just completely show me. Now I don't know where the video stop is.